This is how to service a Ford Mondeo, and it's the TDCi, and it's a 2 litre variant, and this is from 2009 model. So that's the engine there. So the first thing to do is to remove the under tray, and that is 8 10mm bolts, you can see there. And once you've done that, just give the thing a tug and it should fall away. Keep that underneath, that's a good idea for drips. Now it's an 8mm Allen key to release this the drain bolt. Put your oil catcher underneath, and this is usually pretty tight actually. I don't know who put this on, maybe it was me the last time. So what you do here is you loosen it right about the second last or the last thread and leave it there, and I'll show you a nifty idea I got years ago. So use one of these magnetic tools, and you can do it from a distance here, saves it running up your arm. So give it a couple of turns and there you go, and you can extract, and voila. Make sure it's your oil containers properly underneath. So once you've done that, it's a 27mm socket, and that's to remove the oil filter housing. This can be quite tight actually. I had to use a bigger bar to break that, but once I've done that, you then can use, that's 1/2 inch I'm using, it comes off. So it's all plastic, and you remove the top. The next thing to do, remove the old seal. You get a new seal with the new oil filter. So I just use one of these hooks. It's a messy job this actually. I should have had my old rags out to catch the oil, but there we go. So that comes off, no bother. And there's the man filter kit, HU71/51X. So put the new seal on, and I use here's old bed sheets. I'll not be sleeping tonight, and they're pink. Ooh. So remove the old oil filter. There you go, it's only been in for a year, and place in the new one. Now, there we go, this car's done 150,000 miles, so it's still going well, plenty of power in these Mondeos. So that's got a spring underneath, you can see it popping up and down. Then put the top back on. Now, this is the tricky bit, filling the oil. No spills please. This is a tip I got years ago, put it on its side and you get less gulping when you're pouring it. Now do the air filter. This is a man filter, C30161, and you remove, I think there's 6 screws from round about the perimeter of the air filter box. Lift that up, and this one actually wasn't too bad because I had done it a year ago, and just pop the new one in. It's actually a good idea when you're doing this just to check the air mass meter to see if there's any flies or debris caught in the mesh, but I forgot about that at the time, but it's good practice. And just don't over tighten these screws, because obviously next year you'll be going back in again. So the painful bit of this process is the fuel filter, the diesel fuel filter. Now it hits underneath the back axle, and you can see it there. Now the worst place in the world to put this. So it's plastic again. Now I think, if I remember, this was a 32mm socket head, and hits pretty tight as well. So crack that and turn it, and make sure you've got I just use the oil, waste oil container, and be prepared for a deluge. Give that a little wiggle, and down it should come. Now the bad thing about this design, you cannot pre-fill it, and also this car has not got a fuel pump in the tank. It's just vacuum fed up to the high pressure pump. So I'm going to show you a couple of techniques how you overcome that. So just push that in, and there we go. I give that a way to turn, but I don't think it needs it. So you replace the seal within the filter head. Actually, see down the bottom there, it's like a bleed screw. I should have showed you the other side of it. And what's actually happening in this one, it keeps turning, and it's I think it wasn't me, the person before me must have cracked it. So it's drawing it. My friend whose car this is, it was drawing in air at the bottom. So I'm going to show you what we've done to overcome this, because if you had to buy it from Ford, it was quite expensive. So it's good old fashioned grease. And what you do is you just take a blob of grease, and I just put it right over that bit where it was drawing in air, because it was cutting out. So there you go. It worked last year, so it'll be good for another year. Now, here we go. What we want to do to bleed this thing is, this is the return line. It's got the red tab. So go into there, pop that out. So the first thing, there we go, it just pops up. Quick connectors. So what I've done here is I put a bit clear tubing on it, and I used one of these hand primer pumps. And you can see there, it's drawing some vacuum there. So to be honest, I thought I had it. It drew up nice clear fuel, and I even tried it like that, just line it up there, and it was just drawing fuel up all the time. And I thought I'll go to the pump the next time if it doesn't work. So this is how I got on with my first try, just using that little hand primer.
What? No, never.
So I then decided to use this little inline pump I got from eBay, £10. I just give it 12 volts, and you can see there it drawing up plenty of air. Now it actually kept doing this till about, this was 2 minutes it done this for, and I'll show you in the next shot. This is all I got, about 6 inches of diesel clear of air up the main pipe. So there you go, and then it started. So I hope that helps you. Cheers.